The transition period slash purge is not real. It's fake. It's the most useless thing ever. It is a waste of time, a waste of space, a waste of energy. And it's only real for you because that is what you have claimed for yourself. That is your assumption. Everything is an assumption, including if you have a transition period or a purge. Same thing. If you think you're going to have it, then you're going to have it. I am starting a series spontaneously called Debunking Manifestation Myths, and I'm going to debunk the transition period and the purge because that messed me up times 5,000, and it makes me so upset to even talk about it because I just pity that part of myself who was so anxious for 2 years straight because she thought that she had to go through hell to get what she wanted. And I don't want anyone else to go through that. And I know that there are people teaching that, and it's not even their fault. It's just what they've believed. It's just what they've been taught. Other people could be parroting. Anyway, if you don't know what a transition period slash purge is, the way that I've been taught, what I've learned is it is a period of when you are manifesting something, shit hits the fan, or you're manifesting something and all of a sudden your negative thoughts come to the surface, or you experience all these negative, horrible things before you get your manifestation. It's basically a twist on you have to go through the worst before you get to the better. Bad things happen for you to get to the good, or some fancy saying that's like there's sunshine after a storm, or whatever it is. You understand what I'm saying, right? For me, I would just rather not go through any storm. I don't know. I just I don't deserve that. I don't deserve to go through anything bad, and neither do you, and neither does anyone. My point being, okay, if we know we are the creator of our reality, if we know we are the operant power, whatever you want to call it, if you know that your assumptions create, and if you know that you are in total control, and you are, let's say, God, if you like to say that type of stuff, why would you have to go through anything bad to get to the good? Why would you do that? Why would you accept that for yourself? I think that's totally disrespectful to yourself, to put yourself through hell before you finally get to sunshine or to a good part. I think that's so disrespectful for yourself. And I think that's so anti-self-love. And no, you don't have to actually do any of that, by the way. You don't have to go through a horrible period in order to get to a good period. Because to add on to that, if manifestation is instant and there's no delay and there's no waiting period, why would you have to go through a purge? Why would you have to go through a transition period? Why would you have to go through something insanely bad or insanely awful to get to where you want to be? You don't. It doesn't make sense. Manifestation cannot be instant, but then it's also, oh, I have to go through this, and this, and then this, and experience something horrible in order to get to where I want to be. That contradicts. Manifestation is either instant or it's not. You either have it or you don't, right? So if you know that manifestation is instant, then it's instant. That means that you have it. That means that when you say you have it, it's done. You have it. That doesn't mean that you have to go through 50 million tunnels and a hurricane and a tsunami and a tornado to get to where you want to be. Like, it doesn't make any sense. An earthquake or whatever. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense. That's insanely contradicting. It's insanely contradicting. It's insanely contradicting. And I just, like, why? Why? I don't actually. My point is, it's not real. It's not real. It's a waste of time. It is a waste of time. And I don't know who started the belief or who started the assumption, but I have some choice words for them. Trust me, I have some choice words for them because I went through 2 years. I had found Sammy Ingram, right? And she had mentioned a purge or a transition period. And it's not her fault because she had learned from Neville, I think. So maybe it is his fault. And I was watching a lot of other people who were, I think, probably Neville based as well, but not really. Like, they had their own twist. They were kind of like Sammy based, but then they were also like, oh, I occasionally read Neville or whatever. And I think they had probably gotten the transition period slash purge from Neville. And I'm going to make a video about how I don't resonate with that man. And if you are a part of his fan base and you are here and you have a problem with that, you might as well just exit. I've never read him in my life and I don't plan on it, especially after this bullshit. Talking about a purge, a transition period, I had latched onto that. So I was like, okay, so it's a part of the experience. I had thought that it was mandatory. I had to go through a purge. I had to go through a transition period. But no, you don't. No, you don't. And the only reason why I had to go through that, and the only reason why you have to go through that if you are going through it, is because that is what you think of yourself. That is what you think you have to do. That is your assumption. You think that, okay, you've picked up on the transition period slash purge. You're like, okay, there has to be a purge. So, I'm just gonna say I have it, but then I have to expect a purge. So I'm ready for shit to hit the fan, and I'm ready to persist through it all. That is probably your mentality, right? Scrap it. Scrap it. Start telling yourself that the purge is not real, that the transition period is not real, and it doesn't apply to you. You don't have to go through that. Because I'm telling you guys, if no one would have ever brought that up, if no one would have ever mentioned the idea of a purge or a transition period, it wouldn't be a thing for anybody. It would not be a thing because everything is just an assumption, including if you have a purge, including if you have a transition period, including if that even exists. So whoever started that, you had some issues. Really, you had some issues. The only reason you will experience something opposite is if you assume that you are going to experience something opposite. The only reason you're going to experience something negative even is if you assume that you're going to experience something negative. And the good thing is, you can even make the assumption that negative things don't ever happen to you. Bad things don't ever happen to you. The opposite never manifests. Negative thoughts don't manifest. Unwanted thoughts don't manifest. Anything that you don't want to happen never happens. You can literally make that assumption, and your brain knows exactly what you're talking about because your brain is not separate from you. It's you. Your mind is not separate from you. It's you. So yes, your subconscious mind is not separate from you either. It's you. So if you say that bad things never happen to me, things I don't want to happen never happen, you know what you don't want to happen. So you don't have to worry about it ever happening because you know it's not going to happen. I remember thinking, this is stupid, this is dumb, and this shouldn't have to happen to me. I shouldn't have to go through anything horrible to experience the good, whether it be just negative thoughts swarming me or whether it be something happening before something good happens. And no, why would I ever want to struggle? I don't have to struggle to get to where I am, and neither do you. You don't have to experience a purge or a transition period. Stop listening to these people. It's not real. Don't claim it for yourself, please. Don't mess yourself up like that, because it literally messed me up. I was just like, what is the point of manifesting anything? What is the point of manifesting if I'm going to have to go through something worse or bad or negative in order to get to the good? And I just don't want it. It's fine. I'm fine with living life on the default mode that it's on. I just rather not try, because if I know I'm going to manifest something worse, something that's going to hurt me or make me feel really awful, what's the point? Anyway, that is my rant, and that is me telling you it doesn't exist. It's not real. It's only real because you think it is.